Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. Today I'm at TMD Motorhomes in the Midlands and I'm here to review this. This is the 2025 Adria Coral 670 DL. As you'll know, I quite like Adrias. We've had an Adria Caravan and several Adria motorhomes, so I am very excited to dive inside and show you around this Adria Coral. I'll also explain a few things as we go around from obviously my own personal knowledge about them. So what do we need to know? Well, the Adria Coral for 2025, it is based on the Fiat Ducato. It's also available on Mercedes-Benz as well, although I won't be doing a review of that today, unfortunately. So this is the new front for 2025 on the Fiat Ducato. It comes with a 2.2 litre diesel engine, 140 horsepower as standard, or you can take it up to 180 horsepower. It comes in manual transmission as standard, or you can opt for the automatic, such as this one at TMD Motorhomes. Let's talk about some facts and figures. So, size-wise, this motorhome is 7 metres and 48 centimetres in length. It's 2.9 metres in height, and it's 2.3 metres in width. Weight-wise, this has a gross vehicle weight of 3,650 kilos. You will need your C1 category to drive it, and you can also upplate it above that 3,650 if you want some more payload. As you can see on the Adria Coral Supreme 670 DL, it comes with the silver cab and the silver sides and back. It is a beautiful, striking silver motorhome. And how much is it going to cost you? Well, this one here with various kit on it at TMD is £103,000. It gives you an idea of a realistic price point for a nicely spec'd Adria Coral. Now, Coral is more known as the 3-berth version of the Adria range. It also has a version which has an electric drop-down bed, and that is known as Matrix. So when people talk about Adria Coral and Adria Matrix, they're pretty much the same motorhome, apart from one has a drop-down bed and it'll give you more berths. So that is the important thing to remember, the difference, and we'll see more when we go inside. So let's take a look at the exterior. So for 2025, the Fiat Ducato front, this is what you want to be looking for on the new model. These vent slits here and the name Ducato there. Adria have put their logo badge on the front there. And if we look up, we can see this semi-integrated cab, the Adria name, a big front sunroof. We'll see that inside. This is a real bonus of this motorhome. These are a premium brand at Adria. The silver front cab, the lighting system is also a lower light here, so it's nicely spec'd at the front. We'll make our way down the near side first of all. 2025, you get the Fiat alloy wheels. The wing mirrors, they are electrically operated. And then first of all, we'll come down and we'll just look at the exterior of the Coral for 2025. So these are our graphics. Now what I do like on the Adria is obviously you get your passenger door, then they have these silver sides with the black non-slip part there, our diesel filler. And then coming along, this is our water filling point. Now, Coral has a 115 litre freshwater tank and an 85 litre grey waste tank. And you're going to fill it here. Now, what you can do, this is a water filling pump point. So if you're not near a tap and can't fill it with a hose, if you have an aquaroll or water carrier, you can put the electric part in there, the water pump in the water barrel, and then feed it in through there. So there is that option there on the Adria. Next, there's the vent for the Alder wet central heating. So this one's got the Alder wet central heating system. A little vent up there, that's an extractor fan in the kitchen. Then our gas locker, 2 11 kilo gas bottles you'll be able to put in there. Our toilet cassette point, and then coming back, we've got our first of our garage doors. I'll show you the garage from the off side of the motorhome, but you can see the size here, a nice, good size garage door for lifting in e-bikes and equipment. Then coming round the rear, so this is the rear of the Coral DL. If we look up, there's the high-rise brake light and then the rear view camera. You do also get pre-installation for a bike rack if you want to fit it. To be fair, with the garage as big as it is, I personally will be putting my bikes into that garage, but if you've got other stuff in there, you have got that option. Then there's this fantastic light cluster. This changed a few years ago when they reinvented the models and modernised them somewhat. I do like those little LED lights at the back. Now, let's make our way down the off side. So coming down, let's open the garage door on the off side. Now, opening it up, what do we have? So, first of all, the back wall, we can see the felted wall, and there are 2 strip lights there which nicely light the garage. And we have got fitted on this model at TMD the spare wheel as well. That is very useful. Having had a blowout myself, believe me, that's something I wish I'd had. I had to be recovered because I didn't have one. We have got an external shower point here, and then there's a plug socket, a 12 volt. There's some storage drawers that we can see there, and if I open this up, this is where you're going to connect your shower for hot and cold. We also have some storage to the side here, and then the rings here for tying bits down. Personally, I like to secure my e-bikes with those rings and bungee cords. The floor, you've got the black finish, and you can see these pipes down there and in there. That's actually part of the Alder system, so that's going to keep your garage nice and warm when you have got your heating on. So that's the garage, really good size space there. I'll close that up and we'll continue down this offside. Looking upwards, fitted to this one, we have got the wind out 2-lay awning. There is an awning light as well here, situated above the rear wheel. The vents for the tower fridge and freezer. And then coming along, the habitation door with the big black window in it and the electric step fitted. And then continuing along to this cassette point. Now in here, I'll open this up. This is where your electric hookup is going to go, so you'll feed that in there. On the previous generation Coral, there was a plug-in externally as opposed to in the compartment, so that was new when they changed it. Then if I open that there, you can see USBs, a 12 volt, and that's also where you can direct feed in your television. Right, so a little storage cupboard there. I'll just close that up for us. And then we have our driver's door. Obviously, we can see that. So that is the exterior of the Coral. On this one at TMD, there is a solar panel fitted to the roof. I personally do like the solar, great when you are off-grid. Right, let's venture in through the habitation door. So if I open the door, I'll put this across for us. Now, within this door, you are going to find the fixed bin here and the blind, and I like the addition here of the badge name Adria. Just these little touches are what we do want to see when we're paying over £100,000. Pleated blind. I'm going to venture in, so the step has been deployed. The electric step button is just here on the near side as you go in. Right, so if I just step in here, and then what I'll do, so as I've come in through this doorway, if we look down, again, we can see the badge there, and then you do get access under there through this point, and then just here on this little bank, a little drop down flap, so I'll show you that as we come in. And there's also some USB charging points there within that under shelving area. Heading into the cab space. So this is the 2025 Fiat cab. We have the digital dashboard, the Fiat multifunctional steering wheel with all the various controls on it there. This one's automatic, as I said, so we've got the automatic gearbox, the infotainment system, and then various controls here, including air conditioning up here in the cab, other controls there, USB chargers, drink holders. So a nice new cab area. Doesn't look massively different. There's only so much you can do with a dashboard. Now up at the front, you do get blinds in the front windscreen and also in both of these side windows as well. So on a night, you can close that for your privacy. Fabrics. Now, Adria do have a standard this fabric finish. There's a couple of different colours you can choose from, and you can also choose a full leather version. It's going to cost you a little bit more money, but you can spec it with full leather if you like. I do like the Adria embossed in there, and then if I just pull down the armrest, they've got this leather effect as well on the armrest. So both the captain's chairs do swivel round. Now, the Coral, it does have 4 seat belted travel seats, and this one is the 3 berth. So I'll explain more about that as we start making our way through into the habitation. Now, after you've turned your chair around, the floor, we've got a 1 level floor. Now on the older Coral and Matrix, you did have a little drop down, but in Coral now, we've got this all at 1 level flooring. Now, this is the DL. The D stands for dinette. So you're going to find on a Adria with D, this seating style, the two bench seats facing each other. So you can see that here, and the folding table. I'll open that up and you can see it is a good sized table and it is nice and solid. This is a fixed table. If you look down, you'll see though that it is telescopic. So whilst you can't move it, you can lower it down, and this part from underneath, you can slide it backwards and forwards. The reason you'd lower it down is if you were converting this into one of the beds. This is one berth. It's 205 centimetres long and 100 centimetres wide. So you could theoretically get two small children on here or one larger person. So this is going to be one of your 3 berths in this lounge area. Now, looking up, Coral, as I said, doesn't have a drop-down bed. Matrix does, and the benefit in the Coral is look at the sunroof. You've got the huge one at the front with a blind, then you've got this centre one with a blind. They do have fly screens as well. This one opens up so you can get fresh air in, and you just get this nice space, this headroom, very light and bright. Now, let me dive onto the offside wall. So the offside wall, it is a plain wall. There's not much going on there, let's be honest, but a plain wall. This is the Adria styling. It's quite minimalist, but it does have a very nice premium feel to it. And then looking up, there's the cupboards here. Now, as you can see, it says push. Very well explained, push, push. These open up. You'll see the hydraulic arms and then these hinges here. You can also push, and you've got a small storage cupboard there. And then when we close, they just make that nice noise as they've shut. If I move now onto the near side of the Coral, there is a USB charger here. That's just under there. You can actually move that around. And there's also a little LED light as well. And those little lights are dotted about the motorhome. And as I say, you can move them and slide them. You'll see them up here as well. So you can direct your lighting where you please. Right. Let me venture into the kitchen space. So the kitchen on Coral, not a bad size. The window, the splashback is the metal finish. Again, this changed a few years ago. So this is what you can expect now on the current Coral, this metal finish, blinds and fly screens as well. Under here, you'll get plug sockets, the controls there for the lighting and the extractor fan. The extractor that we saw, the vent outside, that runs under here. And then up above, we have our cabinets. So 2 cabinets there. I must say, they don't go all the way up to the ceiling, and the height isn't bad, but if they'd gone a little bit further, you would have just got a slightly bit more room in there. But those are your kitchen cabinets. Then we move down and we find our gas burning hob. 3 gas burners on Coral. Very unusual to get any electric hobs on European motorhomes, but gas, pretty standard. So 3 gas burners, some worktop space. Generally, I'd advise that you use your table as additional worktop space. That's what I do in my motorhome, so that'll give you more space there. Then into the kitchen. So we have the cover for the sink, swivel tap and a square sink here. And then coming along, we move down and we have the Thetford gas oven and grill. So this is a dual appliance, so grill and oven all in one. And just under there, if I give that a push, easier said than done with my gloves on, you can see a little bit of storage just under there. And then if I carry on, again, I give this a little push. I must say, these are a little bit fiddly compared to the previous model, how they were a little bit more fiddly than I would have had before. Good size pull-out drawer, and it goes all the way back under that sink space. Close that and then open up another one. And again, you can get an idea. I won't go all the way through them. I think we get the idea about the drawers. Coming back now to the offside. Now, we came in the door, I explained some of these lower parts as we came in, but looking up, we have a bracket for the televisions. This way your TV is going to go. You can see there a place for your aerial and your 12 volt, and also a plug socket as well. And then here we have the control panels for the Alder and also for the Adria itself. So that's your lighting, your water tanks, and you can check on your battery. So that's all situated here on the offside. Then we come along and we have this bank. Now, first of all, the Thetford Tower Fridge and Freezer, 142 litres. So in here there is your freezer compartment and then the various shelves and these little shelves in the door as well. When you're on electric hookup, you can turn that to run off the electric system. When you are off grid, you will run that on gas. So that is an absorption fridge and freezer running off electric and gas. Up here, there is a flip up and we have a large storage cupboard up there as well. Various bits and pieces. And now I'm going to start moving back. Now, in Coral, what you're going to get on the 7.48 metre long motorhome is a separate washroom and shower room. Now, I'll just stand back. What you do for privacy is you open this door and you close it across, and that is going to separate the washroom part of the motorhome to the front of it. So you close that for privacy. And then in here on the offside, we're going to find the shower compartment. Now the shower, we get two clear acrylic or plastic shower doors. These are on magnets, so you just give those a pull. They're going to close. There's two plug sockets at the bottom. Starting at the top, there's a large sunroof and there's a towel rail there. Then the shower head itself, the light switch, because nobody could ever find lights on Adria, what they did was they started putting stickers. So it tells you your light switch is actually behind there. Anyone that's ever owned an Adria will know all about what I'm talking about with Adria lights. And then you can see this sort of dark board finish that they've used, and then down into the bottom of the shower with two plugs. So your shower space, not the biggest shower, but because it's longitudinal beds, it's not as big as the shower you would generally get with an island bed layout. So that is the shower. Now the washroom, before I go in there, I'm just going to go to the bedroom. But what's quite interesting is the shower, this door, when you open it, if you're standing here, you're going to struggle to get into there. So you're either going to have to step back into your shower or step up onto this step. And I'm just going to demonstrate this because this is quite interesting. But what they've got here is this little flap that you can put over. So during the day, you can actually move that across, step into here, and then open the door. So at least that has actually been thought about. So I'll just drop that back down for now though, while I do the bedroom. So that's how you can get into your washroom. Right, let's jump up on the beds. So we know this is a DL. The D refers to the dinette at the front. The L refers to longitudinal beds. And that's how Adria decipher their layouts. If you saw DC, the C is the island bed, the central island bed layout. When you see L, it's longitudinal bed. So that'll hopefully explain a little bit more depending on what the letters are you've seen. So longitudinal beds, you can see here, size-wise, the longest one here is 202 centimetres long and 83 wide. And this one that I'm sat on is 197 centimetres long and 83 centimetres wide. So nice long beds. What you can do if you don't want to use them as singles and you want to make a big double is there is an additional piece of memory foam here, mattress, and you're going to put that down here. We can see this here, this pulls out. So if I demonstrate this, we're going to slide this out all the way to here where I am. That piece of the mattress will go on here and you've made yourself a really big double bed. So it might be that you prefer to sleep like that. Let's move around the bedroom space. So starting in that back corner there, so that's the offside wall. There's a USB socket there. And that's also a place where your television aerial can come in. If you decide to have an aerial fitted, your television aerial can come in there. And then feeding round the walls, we've got windows on each side with nets and blinds and fly screens. And then there's a bank of 3 cupboards above the bed. I'll open this one. I'll push where it says push and open it up. So you can see in there the cupboard space. Underneath, there's some USB charging points and the little LED lights as well. So you can charge your gadgets back here. There is a backlit headboard as well. Don't know if you can see that with the scatter cushions. I'll just move those. There we go. Now, obviously that nice size garage is under here. We've got nice high bed and not a bad amount of headroom here from the ceiling, and this large sunroof as well. Right, let me just move downwards, and as I do, on this near side corner, you can see a television point. So if you wanted to fit television in the lounge, in the bedroom, sorry, you can do that. Probably put a bracket onto there and you can watch television in bed. There is also a privacy screen here. So we've already seen the washroom door, but just on the offside, there's a full screen that you can slide across, and that's just here. So it's nice that you've got that full door space. There's also some storage here, look. So if I open this, you can store clothing this side under the near side bed. And it's nicely illuminated as well, which again, you would like to see at this price point. And then if I push this, this is good. This is actually the draining board for the kitchen. If you ever buy an Adria, I see it in the groups a lot and people say, what is this? It's actually a draining board. It goes on top of the gas hob. Never used it myself. Don't know many people that have, but that's what that actually is. So we've got a drawer here under the bed for clothing. I'll put the draining board back. You never know when you might need that in bed. And then down here, if I just give this a push, another more shallow drawer just underneath. And I'll close that. Turn around. And then we'll dive into the washroom. I'll just see, yeah, there we go. I'll just lift those as well. So you can see storage under these steps as well. It is always nice to see a manufacturer using every bit of space for the storage. And that's what we've got there. Right, I'll let you dive in there. So the washroom is on the near side. It's got plain white walls. We've got jewels in the mirror. So what do we have? Let's start down below. We have got the Thetford swivel toilet. I think realistically for most people you are going to have to turn that slightly to get your legs around the side of it. So Thetford swivel toilet, and then we have this dark wood cabinetry, the fruit bowl sink with mirror, and then there's also a cabinet on that wall as well. I'll just go in because it's not a bad space, so I'll just show you inside. So if I open this, now the benefit with Adria, and I've said this about my own motorhomes, is you do get these bars, because once you've put your toiletries in here, driven a few miles down the road, if you open your cabinet, things will have moved. So this will prevent and hopefully stop things falling out on top of you. So always look for things like this in a motorhome. We've also got a hook here for wet towels, hand towels, the sunroof as well for ventilation, and as I say, coming down this little storage cabinet there. And then in the wall, this is a little bit different. We've got the rubber bands, which again keep everything in place, and some open storage there. That's probably about suitable for toilet rolls. I don't think I'd want to be looking at my toilet rolls, but that's probably about what I'd be putting there. Right, so that's our washroom. We've seen our bedroom, the kitchen, our lounge space and the cab, the beautiful sunroof space as well, letting lots of light in. That is the bonus on Coral. And then dive out onto that electric step. There we go. Jules will come with me. Come on everyone, let's climb out. So there we go. That is the Adria Coral Supreme 670 DL for 2025. It's on the new Fiat, so that's the front you need to be looking for. If you're thinking you bought a 2025 model, that's how it should look. That is the Adria with all the bits here at TMD fitted at £103,000. Obviously, depending on how you spec yours, depends on how the price will be. It is available on Mercedes as well at a premium price. And you can also opt for Matrix, which is going to give you more berths and a drop-down bed. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a look around. Thank you to TMD Motorhomes in the Midlands who've let us come and film a review of this motorhome. That is appreciated. So as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.